All my ladies, all my ladies.
Hey everybody, Abiola here.
And James.
Based off of all the questions and comments that we received yesterday, all the positive questions and comments, first of all, we appreciate it. All the feedback was much appreciated. We're just going to do an about us, really, so you guys can become well acquainted. Any question that you still have, feel free to comment them. But I saw a husband tag based off of other videos that I watched in the past, and a good friend of mine actually suggested that we do this. And I was looking over some of the questions. He doesn't know any of the questions, so we're just going to see what his answers are. But let's get right into this husband tag.
So we met at Penn State. I basically walked up to her and I introduced myself, and she just fell in love immediately. You can see it in her eyes that, she just melted when she heard my voice. But no.
I will call the truth after he's done lying.
No, but honestly, I walked up to her because I knew her sister from Millersville, and I was studying at Penn State. We met at a Black Caucus meeting, and just walked up to her and asked her what her name was, and the rest is history.
Yeah. Okay, so that was the truth. I don't gotta say any of that.
My first impression was she was smart, I thought she was very intelligent, and she also was very talkative. I always make fun of her because the first time we met at the Black Caucus meeting, like I said, and after the meeting, she sat and talked to me for at least 2 hours. And I always say that, you sat there and talked to a stranger until midnight. So, but yeah, that's
smart. It was actually my 21st birthday dinner, so I had already celebrated my birthday during the week. But I invited him and some other close friends and family members, and everybody met up in Philly. And, the dinner happened, everybody went home, and then him and I actually had a first date. Everybody was leaving, and we just weren't ready to, part. So he walked me to my car, and I was like, oh, I'll drive you to your car, which is, on the completely other side of the mall. And King of Prussia is a big mall. So he gets in my car, I drive him to his car. He gets out of his car. I was like, well, you might as well just, it's winter because my birthday's in February. I was like, your car's probably cold. Start the engine and let the car run so that it can be warm. So he starts his car, and then he gets in my car. And we literally sat in my car until the sun rose. Mind you, both cars are running. We didn't realize what we had done until both our gas lights were on. And this question is kind of funny because that was our first traditional date, in a sense. We actually met up. We decided to meet up on that day. Yeah. But prior to that, at Penn State, we hung out all the time. We always went out to get food together. We took walks. He played pickup games all the time at the Intramural building. So I would always go there and just watch him play ball. But
our first kiss was in her dorm room. And it was good. So I knew her sister prior to meeting her. I met her dad.
Oh, you actually met my mother first. Remember we drove down from Penn State together?
Yeah. I met her. It was actually a huge time gap between the time I met your mom and met your dad.
Yeah, because I'm Nigerian. You don't just bring guys home unless you're serious. So
it's a combination of things that really make up what her character is, but just
elaborate.
I'm trying to.
Okay. I thought you were done.
If you pay attention to the different things that people do, pretty much, what my mentor always says is how you do anything is how you do everything. So, the way that, her Christian walk was, she was a very devout Christian. She was very intelligent, like I said. I don't know, it's just, you just kind of know, people tell you who they are, you just have to believe them. And she was, she's always willing to help people. She's a very strong character, always positive. Everybody that knew her loved her. So, you just kind of knew.
You said, well, I don't want to say it, I want you to say it, but say that.
She's gonna tell me what to say.
No, because you don't remember, but this is really important.
But I always told her, I know you'll be a great wife to somebody one day. I didn't know that, I would be the lucky guy, but, I always knew that she would be a great wife, so.
Yeah, he would say it's like a TV show. Like, everybody knows that these two people are going to end up together except them. So,
yeah. Okay.
That's something that he said. I'm not, like, saying something for him to say. He said that.
Okay.
It's just he doesn't remember.
Just over time, I kind of knew that she was going to be a great wife. And eventually, I just decided that the lucky husband would be me. So when I actually fell in love with her, I guess that would be when we were dating. She always was consistent. She was always willing to help. Always just there. When she was there, she was all in. And when she wasn't, involved in something, she was all out. She was very, very consistent. I knew what to expect from her. So, I guess it's just, you kind of, over time, it just kind of grows on you. So I don't think it was any one moment like, oh wow, I'm in love. It wasn't like that.
Like the movies.
Yeah. So we've been married for a year and a half now. October 18th will be our 2-year anniversary. And we've been together for a little over 3 years. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, a little over 3 years. February 9th.
Okay.
9th. Technically
9th.
Depends on the problem, but we just, we communicate. We always talked about, how, what would be our kind of
10 Commandments.
Yeah, kind of like the 10 Commandments of our relationship. So communication is very big. So that's usually how we resolve problems. We talk about them. She usually hits me.
Playfully. I'm not. No,
she that's what she usually does. She hits me, and
I'm not an abuser.
And then I kind of resolve the issue. So that's how it works.
Moving on. I do a lot of stuff. I run a traditional business. We run an online business together. I work in retail part-time. We drive for Uber and Lyft. I haven't done that in a few months, but it's something that I do when, like, we live in Philly, so a lot of times there's big concerts or big events. It's like it makes sense to go on drives. A lot of traffic in the city. I'm a full-time wife. I do take care of our home. But yeah, that's what I do for a living. And no, I don't have a degree. I have a diploma. I actually dropped out of college after a year. I plan on discussing that in a later video. But yeah, I don't have a degree, no professional education. So
I went to school. So my major is applied engineering. My concentration is nanofabrication, manufacturing technology. I don't work. Yeah, I guess so. I don't work in that field. I work part-time for American Airlines, started with US Airways. Like she said, we run a business together. Also drive Uber and Lyft part-time. Haven't been driving much lately, but yeah, so very entrepreneurial minded. Eventually want to go into real estate and have some other business ventures with different business partners. So definitely, like being my own boss.
Yeah. I think they asked you what your major was, and you told them, and it's like, oh, what do you do for a living? And he was like, I work in aviation. They were like, oh, like first of all, they were really hyped. When he said he works in aviation, the dude was so hyped. And in my mind, I'm like, babe, you drive people's luggage around from plane to plane, like you're.
I definitely think spirituality that's probably going to be the core of a successful relationship. I don't know what anybody believes. We're Christians, and I think you have to, if you base your relationship around Christ, it pretty much covers everything. Just living like Christ, being like Christ is the perfect example of how to be a good servant to anyone. Whether that be in a relationship or just being as a friend or even a complete stranger. So that's probably the number one thing, having Christ as the center. But then communication and it's other things, I guess. But you know, that pretty much covers everything for me anyway.
I agree. I would just add it in, like, just having fun, being able to laugh. Like, if you don't laugh with each other, I think that's a problem. Like,
Yeah.
you have to be able to just be silly. Be yourself.